My topic today is like elevate efficiency with the Dataverse Accelerator, the instant plugin, the low code plugin, utilize the no code solutions. So before jumping into a call, let me give us a small introduction about myself. I'm Dharani, principal consultant at Capgemini, Australia. So currently I'm based out of Sydney, and it's a privilege for me to recognize as an Microsoft Business Applications MVP. And also I'm proud to designated as a Microsoft Learn experts, especially in the BizApps domain. Additionally, I play a role in as a global organizer in this global power platform bootcamp, which is taking place yesterday and today. And my enthusiasm for sharing knowledge and engaging with the community motivates me to make an substantial contributions to different projects and the initiatives which is happening across the dynamics of the power platform community. And today, like we'll delve into the Power FX, the Microsoft, the most innovative low-code programming language designed for building the powerful business applications. We will explore the world of low-code plugins. We'll discuss like how they enhance the functionality of low-code development platforms like the Power Platform, like Power Apps, Power Automate, and also we will discover the rich way of features and functionalities offered by the low-code plugins from the integration perspective, the data manipulation perspectives, all those things we'll see. And also we'll learn about the ideal scenarios for leveraging the low-code plugins in your application development process, including the rapid development, complex functionalities, and how you can extend the existing application. So all those things I will make sure like you'll be learning out of this. And PowerFX is developed by Microsoft. It's a low-code programming language, and it is mainly used in the Power Platform. And it is mainly crafted for simplicity, allowing the users of varying programming background to grasp it very easily. And this language draws its inspiration from the Microsoft Excel formulas, offering familiarity to those experienced with the spreadsheet software. And PowerFX empowers the users to design and they can personalize the business application. They can automate the workflows, analyze the data, and they can construct the chatbots all without delving into this extensive coding. By leveraging the visual interface and the straightforward expressions, this PowerFX enables the citizen developers, the pro code developers to create a robust applications, and also it help people to automate the solution. This reduces the dependency on the traditional programming skills, and it does make it accessible for the business users, citizen developers to tailor solutions to their precise needs. And the reliance on the IT departments and the professional coders will get reduced with the help of this low code plugins. The low code plugins are the groundbreaking addition to the Dataverse applications, so including the server side logic without the complexities of the extensive coding. And all this, the low code, whatever you are writing as a formulas, it will get stored in the Dataverse database, and they effortlessly integrate with the Power Apps and the Power Automate. And these workflows leverage the PowerFX expression language, the same language employed in the Power Apps formulas. And this PowerFX is a low-code, declarative, and strongly typed language, facilitating an easy access to the Dataverse data and also to the external sources through this Power Platform connectors. And with this low-code plugins, there are two type of plugins. One is the instant plugins, and the other one is an automated plugins. And the instant plugin, this type of plugin can be triggered manually. It accepts input as well as the output parameters, and it can be triggered from the Power Apps, and it can be triggered from the Power Automate, and it can run globally or on a specific table as well. And we do have the automated plugins, and this plugin can be triggered on a Dataverse table such as the create of fun so if you are creating any records in a table, in the create event, update event, delete event, so all those plugin places you can trigger those automated plugins. and it do not accept any parameters, and or it is limited to table scope. But whereas if you take the instant plugins, it accepts the input parameters and it will give you the output parameter, and you can leverage the output parameter and you can manipulate the data, and you'll be able to do like whatever the operations you wanted to do. So today, like I have some of the examples. So these are all the some of the examples which you can do it with the help of this low code plugin. If you want to return a non-negative the value, and we have an apps abs function, and using this you will be able to return the non-negative value from the value whatever you are passing it. And similarly, we have the input validation, you can do it over this low code plugins. And for example, if you want to do some the duplicate check on create of any record, if you want to check the first name and the last name if it is already there, and if you want to throw any exception, so instead of writing in JavaScript only on the client side, or if you are doing an the code plugin to do this the business process validation, but with the help of the slow code plugin, so easily with the 3 lines of code you will be able to do the duplicate check, like is blank, you can put the lookup of contact, last name is equal to this record dot last name, and similarly first name, if you put that, you can throw an error message saying that you have an existing contact with the same first name and last name. So in this scenario, like I have taken the appointment entity. So in this appointment entity or any entity, like if you want to do any validation on the field, then you will be easily able to do it with this help of the slow code plugins. So in this scenario, like I'm checking like this due date is less than now, then throw the error message saying that due date cannot be there in the past. So this kind of the small validations. So you no need to go for any JavaScript, and if you want to have this validation on both the client side and the server side, and easily with this help of this low code plugin, so with this 2 line to 1 line of code, you'll be able to achieve all those validations. And if you want to send any email based on the data event, so that is also possible. So in this case, like I have created an template, and you can invoke the template as well as from the low code plugin, so that is also possible. So you can do that. And if you want to send an in-app notification based on some instant action, so that is also possible. For example, if you have like in a canvas app, or even in the model driven application, so if you want to have in the model driven application, if you have any custom page, and if you're triggering any action, and on that action, like if you want to do any of the activities, you can invoke the low code plugin from there. And similarly from the canvas app, like on the button click, if you want to pass some parameter, and if you want to invoke this instant plugin, so that is also possible. So in this case, like I'm showing one of the notification, and uh, whenever like the lookup, if the primary email is some of the technician email to that particular technician, we are sending the sonar panel installed a notification, and this is also possible. And let me quickly show you the demo. I will jump into the environment. So before getting into the Dataverse Accelerator app, I will show you how you can install this Dataverse Accelerator. So if you go to the Google, and if you have the Dataverse Accelerator, then it will take you to the Microsoft App Source. So in the Microsoft, the Dataverse Accelerator app is available in the Microsoft App Source. So you can go here and you can check like this app is built by the PowerCat team, and the pricing is free. And if you click on get it now, then it will take you to the authentication page. Since I have authenticated already, it will take me directly to the admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com page. In the right hand side, it will show you this pop-up. So you can install the Dataverse Accelerator. Like this pop-up will be, it will have the name, description, publisher, and here the main thing is under your tenant, like if you have multiple environments, so all those environments will be listed over here. Like in my case, like it is listing the Dharanidharan Balasubramaniam 1 and 2. Like I have two environments under this tenant, so it is listing this two. So if you select your environment, then it will give you the two options below. Like it will ask you to agree to the Microsoft legal terms and the privacy statement, and I agree to the privacy statement and legal terms for importing the packages into Dynamics 365. So if you agree both the things, then the install button will get enabled, and if you click on this, then it will take some time and it will do the installation in the background, and it will be ready for you in some time. So with the interest of time, so I have already installed this Dataverse Accelerator in my environment. So let me go to the environment where I have already installed it. So if you go to the make.powerapps.com, and in the left hand side, if you go to the apps menu, and you'll be able to see all the apps here. And this Dataverse Accelerator is one of the model driven application. So you'll be able to see here. And while searching for it, please make sure like you are there in the correct environment. So correct navigate to the appropriate environment by selecting this environment option here, and go to this and select the appropriate environment. Then if you come to the apps, then you'll be able to see all the apps which is listed here. And this Dataverse Accelerator is one of the model driven application. And if you click on this play button, then it will take you to the Dataverse Accelerator page. And this Dataverse Accelerator, still it is there in the preview mode. So please don't import anything in the import or install this Dataverse Accelerator in the production environment. This, since it is an experimental feature, so I always suggest you to install this Dataverse Accelerator in the low-lying environments like dev environment, or you can have your own trial environment and try it over there. So that would be much better. So you can see like Microsoft this app here in the design itself, they have mentioned this Dataverse feature is still there in the preview. So yeah, and in the left hand side you can see like two simple menus, and this UI is like pretty simple, neat and clean. And we have like a two menu options on the left hand side, home and the learn button, and we are already there in the home. These are the features which is available in the home page. And if you click on the learn, then it will take you to the Microsoft learn page, where the Microsoft has given a good amount of content for you guys to explore this the low code plugins. So you can see all this has been, all the information has been published over here. So kindly explore these options. So kindly go through the document while exploring this option. So it would be really easy for you guys to navigate and understand things. And here like these are all the options under this. As I mentioned earlier, like we under this Data Accelerator low code plugins, we have two main things. One is like instant plugin and the automated plugin. The instant plugin, it is a reusable logic, and you can invoke this reusable logic from Power Apps, Power Automate, or the Dataverse API. Whenever you need it, you can directly invoke this one, and it is easy. And whereas for the automated ones, you will be able to create this automated plugins only on the table specific and the event specific. You'll be able to write it on create of a contact, or update of a contact, or a delete of a contact. It is kind of event and the trigger based, this automated plugin is. And yeah, so you can see this options here, and below also like you can see two options. What all the instant plugins you are creating at, all those will get listed here, on all the automated plugins will get listed over here. And if you want to edit this one, then select on top of it, then you can see an edit plugin option, and you can click on this and it will take you to the edit page where you can modify the existing plugins. And similarly for the delete also, like see here, like they have not given any options over here. So everything like they have given in the top, so you need to select it and you need to navigate to the top, and you can do the operations from the top ribbon. Similarly for delete as well. And if you want to test it, and the same thing, you want to click the test it from here. Yeah, this will give you the result, and you can see the response over here. And you can copy the code snippet as well. So in the background, like as I mentioned below, the slow code plugins are nothing but the Power Effects formulas, and you can see here the Power Effects code snippet successfully copied to the clipboard. And you can copy this Power Effects, and you can use this Power Effects to invoke this low code plugin from the Power Apps, the Canvas apps. Yeah. So let's start with the one of the instant plugin. I will create a one instant plugin, and I will show you Similarly, like I will show you like how we can create one of the automated plugin as well. So as of for the demo, I will just go with some simple scenario like I calculate two numbers. Let me give, let me declare two of the input parameters x and z, and I'm going to store this input number into an output parameter called z. Yeah, I have written the formula now. So once it is done, then click on save option here, and in the bottom you can see an advanced options. And if you click on this, then it will show you like the solution. You can select the solution and you can give the schema name as well, and then you can put the description of this. And if you want to go with whether the scope as either global or an entity, so you can see here, choose entity to relate this plugin with the table row which requires a row as an input, and reference the output with the power of x expression using this record. If you don't need it, then use the global one. So as of now, I will go one with the global and the other one with the entity. I'll show you what is the differences. Now we have created it. Now if I click on this test, and if I go and give some values here, and if I click on run, so you can see here it has calculated these two numbers and it has given the response as 25. Yeah, so now I have created one of the instant plugin. Now the next thing what I do is like I will invoke this instant plugin from the Power Apps and also from the Power Automate. Now let's go to apps and I will quickly create one canvas app. I'll go to the app. I will start with an app template, or I will go with empty app. Okay, this is done. Okay, I will go ahead and add some text input. Let me add one more text input and one more label. I'll be adding it. I'll quickly change it to LBL num2 and okay, this is done. I'll go and change this to num2. Yep. Now I will go on insert one button. I'll change this. So some on click of this, we will invoke that instant plugin and we will get the results and we'll put it into one of the label here. So I will remove this one. Okay, now I will go to the data. and add a data. I need to add a environment from the Dataverse. See, this low code plugin will get created as an action. So in our dynamics, like if you are a traditional developer and I've heard about the custom, if you might be heard about the custom actions. So if you write a low code plugin, that will go and set as a action. So in order to access the actions, you need to include the environment from the Microsoft Dataverse. So I'm including the the environment table from the Microsoft Dataverse. So once it is done, then if you go here, then you can call it environment dot. If you put environment dot, then it will get you the list of all the custom actions which is available in your machine. Ours, I think it started with somewhere. Yeah, you can see here CRB44 underscore calculator numbers for demo. So this is the one which I have created it. So what I will do is like, let me calculate this numbers and get this value into a variable is it. So I will declare a variable called var is it, and I will get this value into this. Now we need to pass the two the numbers. So first x we need to pass. So it will show you like first x you need to pass. For the x, we have get it in the text number 1 dot txt, and comma you need to pass the second number, that is nothing but y, and y is there in the text number 2 dot text. Now going to close this braces. Yeah, so this is done. So we have got this value into the variable is that. Now I will go here in the text. I will put result dot. You will get the is it as output parameter. So this we will get it. So this is done. Now let me save this one. So just save this one and we'll play this. I'll put some, I think the default text. Yeah, I will make the default as empty. The hint I need to pass it. So here I will pass the 10 and here I will pass the 15, and if I click on sum, then this should trigger the low code plugin which we have written, and it will get you the result here. Now let me put some different numbers. So see, it will give you the calculation here. Similarly, like if you have any other scenario, like you can write a simple the Dataverse plugin and you can invoke that Dataverse plugin from the canvas app, and you can put the custom page as well, and over there also you can invoke it. So it would be really easy. So now we have seen like how we can invoke the low code plugin from the canvas app. Now let's try the same invocation of this the low code plugin from the power automate. Let me close all this page and open the make.powerautomate.com. So here in the Power Automate also the same way, like we have invoked it, right? And similar way, like here, since I have mentioned earlier, like this low code plugin is an action, and in the Microsoft Dataverse you have an connector called perform an unbound action. So using that you will be able to do it. Let me create a new flow. I'll create some instant flow. So I will manually trigger a flow. I will switch it to the old school design. So here I will have some two input parameter, like one I will pass the number as a x, and the second one I will pass it as a y, and Now next I will add the data step. So as I mentioned in the Dataverse, this low code plugin will get listed under the perform and unbound action. So if you click on this Dataverse and if you come down, you'll be able to see an action called perform and unbound action. And if you click on this, then in the action name, just go and type CR with our the schema name, so you can get your the low code plugin whatever you have created. I have selected this one. So once it is selected, then it will show you the input parameters here. So now I will go with the x as x and y as a num2, and once this is done, then I will put a compose and I will get the results into the compose and I'll show you. Let me put some meaningful name for this. Okay, I'll go to the compose. The compose, you can see here, is it the response? You'll get the whole response as well, and you will get the set as well. So I'll save this one. And I will test it. Click on manually and I will pass some random numbers 65 and 47. And if I click on run flow, this should give us the results. Yeah, so you can see here, like we have passed the 65 and 47. It has calculated and it has given you the response as well. So you can see the response and the set output parameter is there 112. So this is the one I have got it and I have put it into this compose. Yeah. Similarly, in real time, like for your use case as well, like you can invoke the low code plugins with the help of this power perform and unbound action from the Microsoft Dataverse connector. Yeah. Okay, as of now, we have seen like the instant plugins, like we have seen like how we can create an instant plugin and invoke the instant plugin from the Canvas app and as well as from the Power Automate. Now we'll see like how we can invoke create the automated plugin and how we can invoke this automated plugin from the Dataverse application, from the model driven application. Yeah. Let me create one new automated one. So you can click on this for the new automated one. So you can go and click on this, then it will take you to this page. And here, like as we have seen for mm, the instant ones, here also like it will show you the display name. And here the difference between the instant and automated is like over there, either you can keep it as an entity or you can keep it as a global. And here like here also like the same thing display, but here the main thing you cannot keep it as a global and this is very tightly bound to the table. But whereas the instant plugin is, you can either have it as a global or you can keep it as an entity. But here this automated one, it is strictly bound to the table and it is a in the table like the event based one, and you can see this run this plugin when the row is either created or updated or deleted. And similarly like how we have in our traditional plugins, like we have this two stages. Either you can call this in the pre-operation or you can call it in the post-operation. So select this option if you want to run this plugin logic after the form validation, for the pre-operation, but before the values are getting changed in the Dataverse. But whereas the post-operation, if you run your plugin logic after the value has been inserted or changed in the Dataverse, if you want to trigger it, then go for the post-operation. And similarly, like you can select your solution if you want to create this automated plugin as part of some temp solution, or if you have like any of your custom solution, and you can select your custom solution from here. And so that this automated plugin, it will directly go ahead and create with that solution publisher as well. Like if you select If you have a custom publisher for the solution, then while creating it, then it will create a component with the same publisher as well. Okay. Now let me select the temp one, and I will go with some use case. Once again. Yeah, we can go for the same one like which we have seen in the slide, the duplicate check. We'll go for it. And the duplicate, so in the contact entity, let me put the duplicate check in the contact entity, and the table name I have given as a contact. And whenever the record is getting created, that time we need to invoke this logic. So what we need to do is blank. First we will check. Yeah. And lookup of the table name, putting the table name, and then column name. So the last name. So last name is equal to this record. This current record will be there in this record. So I'm just checking the last name is equal to this record dot last name, and also I'm checking the first name as well. So first name equal to this record dot first name. If it is the case, then show me a error message. What error? I'll show like you have existing contact with the same first name and last name. Yeah. So this is done. Now you can go ahead and save this. So it will validate the expression. Once the expression is fine, then automatically this plugin will get saved. So you can see here that now this plugin got saved. So now we can quickly test this one. So in order to test this one, I will keep this in the pre-operation. That's fine. Make.powerapps.com. So I do have the contact entity in the Sales Hub app. So I'm navigating to the Sales Hub. Yep. So I will go and create one contact with the same first name and last name. So we can see here like there is an existing contact with the D Balasubramaniam. So let's go and create one more contact with the same first name and the last name. And I open this. The out of box duplicate check is also enabled. So that is the reason it is throwing, but I will ignore that and I will proceed. See, still our low code plugin, it won't allow us to save the record. So it is throwing this exception. You have a existing contact with the same first name and last name. Yeah. So this is one of the scenario. Now we have seen this one. Now I will quickly show you one more example with the data validation. You can also do the data validation with this help of this automated plugin. We will check for the valid date and we will throw an error if it is an invalid date. And I will go with the date validation. I will trigger this on create an update of a record. I will go with an entity appointment entity. So here I can write an expression. So if this date dot start time is less than now, then throw a error. So I can throw error message like this. The yeah, I'll save this one. So this plugin got saved now, and now we'll go to the. I'll select update as well. I'm not sure like why this got unticked. So now let me go back to the activities page, and we will try to create one appointment. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and put some created for 24 demo. And I will give the start date as some previous date. And by default, it might have taken the operation of post operation. Let me see like what is the event stage it is there for this. I don't know, it got created a duplicate. Start time. Start time cannot be there in the past, so this is fine. I'll go ahead and okay, let me save this. Yeah, this got saved now. I'll just go with some. Yeah, we can see this the validation error as well. The start date, start time cannot be there in the past. So this kind of validation also will be able to achieve it with this help of this low code plugin. And last but not least, I will quickly go for one more in-app notification as well. I will show you like how you can create the in-app notification as well. So the rest of time I have already created it. And if you want to send any in-app notification, so that is also possible. So I will quickly show this action title. I will put it as my name. Please, your appointment has been rescheduled, and some email entity record URL if you want to give, and you can give that URL here. And I'll just put my email address. And body due to customer request, your appointment has been rescheduled. For example, consider if a customer is using a field service and if the technician is going for any installation, and if any of the customer is calling the customer care and requesting for the reschedule of an appointment, and if you are rescheduling it, and we can immediately send out the in-app notification to that person, either both the model driven application notification as well we can show it, and we can show the canvas app notification as well. So I have created already this instant plugin for the send app notification. Now I will just run this one. So email URL. Now if I click on this run, so within a fraction of a second, you will get the response, and you can see here. And these are the existing the notifications which I have created already. So yeah, you can send like whatever the notification you want, like you can put it like earlier I have put the different content, and similarly if I refresh this one, so you'll be able to see the latest notification as well here. Let me go to the, yeah, see, you can see here, this is the one which I have sent it recently. Your appointment has been rescheduled due to the customer response. Yeah, I mean, this your appointment has been rescheduled, and if you want to give any link, and you can give the link as well. So those kind of the options easily you'll be able to achieve it with this help of this low code plugins. Yeah, any questions?
I think Michael has his hand raised for a long time already. So if you have a question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for that interesting session. My question is, why should we, what are the instances where I would prefer to use this plugin rather
Yeah,
than a Power Automate flow to do the same thing? Because some of the things that these plugins can do, I can do them inside Power Automate flow. So that's my question. So what scenario or what are the advantages of using these plugins as against using Power Automate flow or building that logic into your app itself? For example, checking for duplicates can be done inside Power Apps without any major, um, you know, issue like in terms of performance to the app. So can you just explain some of those things?
sure. If you take the Power Automate, and Power Automate, you might be aware of it. It's not a synchronous one. It is obviously it's an asynchronous one. So if you want to have a duplicate check on a create of a record, then in this scenario for sure, like will not be able to go for a Power Automate. It should be there on the real time. It should be synchronous one. So with the help of this one, like easily with this help of this low code plugin, so with a minimal line of code, like 2 to 3 lines of code, you can put all your validations over there. Did I answer your question, Michael?
Yes, yes,
Because
I think so.
I,
Synchronous and as asynchronous, right? So that's the
yeah,
advantage.
that's the
yeah,
advantage. Yeah,
Okay,
and
okay, all right.
and I
Thank
would,
you.
if it's okay for you, Dharani, I would add as well from my
yeah,
point of view. So your second question was why not build it in Canvas apps, for example, directly? So there might be scenarios where you're only using, for example, Canvas apps, but there are also other scenarios where you might have a Canvas app, a model-driven app, and different inputs by uploading data, maybe by an Excel input, where you won't use the Canvas app, but you want leverage the logic as well. And then the plugin will trigger as well because it's running server side in the backend and you don't have to create different options to make these validations.
yeah. Rightly said, Georgian. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Yeah, if you're writing the logic on the server side, like even if you do the data import, or if any integration is happening, any migration is happening, so everything like the server side logic will take care of it.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much. And I think licensing is also another advantage, right? It's free.
Yeah.
Because if I want to build some logic using Power Automate, I probably will be consuming some licenses.
See,
You need.
yeah, sorry, Georgian. You need a
Oh,
Dataverse.
go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
you need a premium connector. So the Dataverse connector should be there. The premium license should be there, Michael, in order to use it.
Okay, okay, all right. Thank you.
There's
Yeah, and
another
also
hand.
like
Oh, sorry.
this Dataverse Accelerator, still it is there in the preview mode, so it is not there in the general availability. So yeah, please don't install this app in the production environment. Please, if you are experimenting it, please try to experiment it in the sandbox or your trial environment. And yeah, over to you, Georgian. Sorry for
There's
interfering.
another hand raised by Kumar.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so just a question, probably I might have missed it. So currently this one doesn't support any image or anything like that, right? Like the traditional Dataverse plugin?
No.
Okay. And second question is, can we pass any variables, anything like that to this one?
So if it is an instant plugin, you can pass a variable to it. For the automated one, you will not be able to pass a variable. In the demo, I have taken the calculator for two numbers. I have created one of the instant plugin with the calculating the two numbers. So X and Y, I have passed the first number, and the second number I have passed it as a variable. And after calculation, I have put it into one of the output variable, and I was um, putting that output variable to one of the label and displaying it, right? And for the instant plugins, you can do it. For the automated plugins, so you cannot pass any the parameter to it, but whatever that particular record is having, for example, in a contact record, if you want to access the first name and the last name, that particular the table, all the columns, you will be able to access it in the automated plugins, but you will not be able to create any you will not be able to send any custom parameter to it.
Okay. And you can't pass the variable between one plugin to another plugin as well.
No, the shared variables and all, it's not there in the low
Not
code
there, right?
plugins as of now. Yeah,
Okay.
in the traditional way, the shared variables are there, but I have not tried the shared variables in the low code plugins. To my knowledge, I'm not aware that this shared variable is available in this low code plugin. Yeah, we need to try it out.
Got it. Last question. Is this ALM compliance, like, is it part of solution to rebuild?
No, I didn't get your question. Sorry.
Is it shipped as part of the solution? Like, is it ALM compliance?
See, yeah. So whenever you create a component, like whenever you are creating a plugin, like you will get an option to select the solution. If you select
Okay.
the solution, then automatically this component will get created as a plugin there. Let me quickly go to the solution and show you.
So I missed the first part. That's what I was.
No worries. I will. So if you go to the temp solution, so I've selected for one of the plugin I have selected the temp solution. So you can see here, you can see the FX expression got created here, the date validation and the duplicate check, and the plugin step also will get added here.
Perfect. Perfect.
For the date validation, I have selected both create and update. That is the reason you are seeing the two step. One is for the create and the update. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's see a quick summary of what we have seen so far. So this low-code plugins in the Dataverse serves as a super mechanism for simplifying the workflows, and you can enhance the developer productivity as well. So considering the simplicity of utilizing a single line of code, yeah, this plugin registration tool, all those things, all those headaches are not there. See, I don't suggest we'll be able to, for the complex scenarios, we can leverage this low code plugins. Whereas like small scenarios, like whatever we have seen, the date validation, and if you want to keep some of the small business logic, then you can go ahead and create this user friendly and adaptability, the low code plugin. And it is important to note that the suitability is particularly of smaller scale logic. For more complex logic, as I mentioned, it's better to go for the C# logic, C# plugins for the time being. And this represents a significant advancement, and it will be interesting to observe it, how it is going to develop over a period of time. So I encourage all of you guys to try and experiment this. So in summary, we have gone through what is the power of effects and power effects, low code plugins, and we have created an instant plugin, automated plugin, and how the instant plugin can be invoked in both the power apps and the power automate. And similarly, like we have built couple of automated plugins for the date validation and for the duplicate check, and we have seen in a real demo how this low code plugin is really useful in the application development space. Yeah, and please fill out the survey. You can scan this QR code and it will take you to the global power platform, the survey page, so you can fill out your survey. And thank you. And these are the resources which I have used for the session. I will put this to resource link in the chat window, so you can leverage this and you can experiment this low code plugin in your environment. And thank you so much once again. And here once again I'm flashing my details, so if you want me to follow, you can follow me on the hashtag learn with Dharani, and here is my Twitter handle and here is my email address. If you would like to connect with me, please connect with me over the email, or also I'm flashing my LinkedIn QR code. Please feel free to scan the QR code and connect with me. And if you need any help, or if you're stuck with any queries with respect to Power Platform and Dynamics 365 please feel free to get in touch with me. I will try my level best to help you. Thank you. Thank you once again, Ambesh and Georgian, for having me here today. And thanks everyone for joining here today.